Hello everyone, Vlad here, and today I'm going to show you the fastest and best Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules farming method because a lot of you guys asked me to make an updated video for it. Right, so welcome back, and before we begin let me tell you that this video is going to be a bit longer than the previous one because we are going to use the same Marvel's Avengers glitch or exploit, and since you guys asked me a lot of questions over the weekend, I'll also try to cover them and also run some tests. Good. So for those of you who watched the said video, you already know how it works, but since there are players who probably missed it, here is what you need to do. This Marvel's Avengers exploit uses one of the oldest tricks in the gaming industry, and some of you probably used it in other games, such as, let's say, Candy Crush. The idea is to disconnect from the internet and reverse your console's internal clock. Simple as that. Now, I am going to show you how it's done on PlayStation 4 really quick. If you want to know how it works on PC, in the comment section below you'll find my comment pinned and a link to the previous video in which I have explained in detail how it's done on PC. Furthermore, some people claim that this method can be used on Xbox because you can change the time and date on Xbox. Yes, you can, and thanks to our new friend Lamar, you will also find a link in the comments on how to do it. One thing that it could stop you though to use this Marvel's Avengers farming method is the fact that you are sharing your console. Make sure your Xbox is set as your home Xbox. Good, so now that we clarified these issues you guys had and reported on my previous video, let's get to it. So the first thing we are going to do is to completely exit the game. Then on PlayStation 4 we will go to settings, network, and then uncheck the connect to the internet box. From here we are going to start the game again and pick the campaign. Once we do that, we will talk to Alissandra Morales on board of Chimera and pick all of the daily missions and daily assignments she has available for us. Now we are going back to the dashboard, back to settings, and to date and time. Here we will uncheck the adjust daylight saving automatically box, and in the date and time settings we will set the date backwards by 1 day, never forward, because the daily missions and daily assignments may disappear. So move 1 day backwards. Once you do that, return to the game, but keep in mind that you don't have to restart it. Just go back to the game and talk to Morales again and activate the next set of assignments and missions. Obviously you will do the same with Garza at Anthill, and here we are going to pause a bit because a lot of you guys asked me how many assignments you can have active at the same time. My friend British Legacy here already answered that question in the previous video, and the maximum number of active assignments you can activate at the same time is 64 or 32 for each faction. Now, the idea behind this farming method is to complete these assignments by playing the villain sector missions, as many as you can, because you'll be able to farm Polycoron, but for every villain sector you complete, you'll also receive a DNA key, and we will use these DNA keys to farm upgrade modules. Now, as you can see right now, I have 32 DNA keys which I have obtained from completing villain sectors, and to get the most out of them we are going to use the Elite Tundra Vault mission to farm upgrade modules, but this time we are going to play on brutal difficulty. Why? Because the difficulty, as I have explained a lot of times now, increases the quantity of loot from chests, which means that for every DNA strongbox you unlock on brutal difficulty, you will get 15 upgrade modules. So why the Elite Tundra Vault? Because although this is not a mandatory location, I use it a lot since I know where all DNA chests are located, and since I am ignoring all enemies, the whole process takes about 5 minutes with a flying character such as Thor or Iron Man. Because there are 3 chests in this area, it means that we can get 45 upgrade modules in 5 minutes or 9 modules per minute. And this is crazy because remember that I am fully ignoring all other chests, including the gold one which has modules and sits next to the second DNA chest here. Obviously you will want to open that when you use this farming method. So simple math tells us that with 32 DNA keys we can get a maximum of 480 upgrade modules. But the best part is that we got those while farming Polycoron, which is the rarest material in Marvel's Avengers. Nice, right? Now, another question that I receive from you is if you can go online after you get the daily missions and assignments. Yes, you can, but the idea of a farming method is to be as fast as possible and not to waste your time while waiting to matchmake or waiting for a friend to go online or something like that. Nothing happens if you go online, except that whenever you want to get more daily missions and assignments, you will have to close the game, disconnect from the internet, then return to the game and start over. This results in a lot of loading screens. Furthermore, if you decide to go online, just connect to the internet without turning on the adjust daylight saving automatically box, because if you do this, all missions and assignments you have activated will be removed. It's normal because the game will refresh its list. Finally, and I hope this answers another questions you may have, yes, you can farm the DNA chests both online and offline, and you will not lose anything. You can see that right now I am connected to the internet and I still have the amount of upgrade modules I have gathered, the DNA keys, my skins and everything else. And that's it. Just go offline, farm Polychoron by doing daily assignments and daily faction missions at the same time, and you'll get DNA keys that will allow you to unlock the best strongboxes in the game, which contain 15 upgrade modules each on brutal difficulty. Obviously, since you can get infinite faction daily missions and daily assignments, it means that you can get infinite Marvel's Avengers DNA keys, and this will lead to unlimited Marvel's Avengers upgrade modules. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have other questions for me, I will be here waiting to answer all of them. Until next time, stay safe and have fun.